This is the ultimate Ponzi scheme, the almighty US dollar. And I love it or hate it. There's no denying everybody in the world needs the US dollar, at least for now. That's a different topic. It's also the exact opposite of Bitcoin. The strengthening of the US dollar tends to be the weakness of the Bitcoin. There is a direct inverse correlation to these two. A strong dollar is like the kryptonite to crypto. Stay until the end. I want to tell you why it matters and what it means for your cryptocurrency bags, because understanding dollar strength and dollar dominance and the dollar index is critical to understanding the moves in the cryptocurrency markets. Now, just like Bitcoin, there's also a chart that shows the strength of the US dollar. It's called the DXY, or the US dollar index. It is the measure of the value of the US dollar relative to a basket of 6 foreign currencies, namely the euro, the yen, the pound, the Canadian dollar, the Swedish krona, and the Swiss franc. So it's kind of a barometer that tells us if the US dollar is getting stronger or weaker. Now, Bitcoin and the US dollar index are inversely correlated. So when the DXY rises, it's typically bad news bears for Bitcoin, crypto more broadly, and really all risk assets, to be honest, and other foreign currencies too, and vice versa. Weak dollar, good for risk assets, good for Bitcoin. But what causes the US dollar index to increase anyway? Well, there are a few key reasons. First, investors tend to prefer safer assets during times of uncertainty. Despite its flaws, the US dollar is still considered to be the safest asset in the world because it remains the most widely used currency in global trade. Now, despite efforts by some other countries and some entities like BRICS to start the process of de-dollarization, it's not going to happen overnight. We're talking decades here. The dollar has managed to maintain its dominant role in global markets and will for the foreseeable future. It's almost impossible to break away from a country that holds over 25 trillion out of the $110 trillion global GDP. America's kind of a big deal, in case you haven't heard, okay? Dollar assets make up approximately 59% of the global foreign reserve currencies. Okay, foreign currency reserves, 59% in the dollars, okay? It's crazy. The second runner-up, which is the euro, by the way, doesn't even come close at just 20%. Now, aside from this, around 64% of the world's debt is actually denominated in US dollars. Plus, a large chunk of international payments, again, settled in the US dollar. The vast majority of Forex trading in the US dollar. Another equally important reason why the dollar is strengthening is the positive outlook surrounding the US economy. Despite all the recession doomers over the last few years, America's economy is booming, man. Unemployment's low, GDP growth strong. We're cooking. Economists from the Bank of America predict that 2025 will be a good year for the USA. The economy is projected to grow at an annualized rate of 2.4% this year, higher than the current 2% forecasted growth. Not bad, America. Now, this comes despite uncertainties surrounding, Trump's economic policies, which includes stuff like tariffs on imported products. We also have potential tax cuts coming, stricter immigration plans, which how's that affect the jobs markets, all this kind of stuff, okay? His plans by many economists are seen as being potentially inflationary. However, this might be a good thing for the DXY. But before we dive into that, a quick word from today's sponsor, which is Itrust Capital. So if you want a tax-efficient way to do the cryptocurrency game, then you need to listen up and hear what Itrust has to offer you, because Itrust lets you wrap your crypto trading in a retirement account. So that means you can trade all the top coins over here, your Bitcoin, your Solana, your Ethereum. They even got stuff like dog with hat. And guess what? As many trades as you want to do, you're never going to hit a taxable event because you've wrapped that within your retirement portfolio. So your 401k, your 403b, whatever it might be. Itrust also open 365, 24/7, much like the crypto market's biggest IRA provider in the cryptocurrency game. They even do in-kind withdrawals, so you can actually custody your own coins and even buy real gold and silver via the partnership with Kitco if you want to diversify out of crypto as well. Pretty cool. Now, if you want to learn more about what Itrust can do for you, link down below, right here in the description. You'll even get a $100 bonus when starting your account using that link. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. So, why could Trump's policies actually be good? So, look, you see, inflation's actually good for the dollar. Not too much inflation, but just the right amount. Inflation means, of course, higher rates, and higher rates obviously would then further strengthen the US dollar. Now you have to remember that when interest rates are high, investors are more likely to invest in the US dollar because they can earn more from their investments. Now investors typically invest in the dollar by buying US Treasury bonds or other dollar-denominated assets, or even coming in through money market accounts, which buy the Treasury assets on their behalf. Now these offer higher returns when interest rates are up. Now, one question you might have is, how will the new US president impact the dollar index and, well, therefore cryptocurrencies? Well, the DXY has seen a pretty strong rally in the last few months, likely driven by the election results and some of this fears around tariffs and stuff like that, although Trump signaled that tariffs are not going to be like this giant wrecking ball coming all at once. They'll be gradual and it won't be so crazy. But this pattern was pretty similar to what we saw during actually Trump's first term, with the DXY rising ahead of his 2017 inauguration and then falling sharply after, okay? The DXY experienced a very strong downward trend for much of 2017, bottoming out in early 2018. In 2017, we had one of the golden crypto bull runs, by the way. So from above 100, it went down below 90 after a year. By the end of his presidency, the dollar index was not even able to reclaim its peak levels achieved in December 2016. Trump was all about having a weaker dollar, and that's what he got, and that's what he wants to do again this time, which is good for risk assets, much like it was in 2017. The only question, will history repeat? Well, it's hard to say, obviously, exactly what's going to play out. I don't have a crystal ball, you don't either. But if history rhymes again, and Trump does get his weaker dollar policies, which he's pushing for, then the DXY goes south from here, then it will be in line with our thesis that the bull market's going to peak in 2025. Dollar weakens, risk assets go up. Now, going back to the 2017 charts, the DXY started to climb back up after it bottomed out in early 2018. So if that repeats, then Bitcoin will grind its way up to the top in 2025. Still aiming for 250K, guys. Let's see how we go. At least 200, okay? And then it'll go down once the DXY starts to recover, most probably by 2026. Now, on the flip side, if the DXY continues to show strength, then it could be disastrous to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency industry really as a whole, and really all risk assets. Again, a very, very strong dollar, not good for risk assets. The dollar index got up to like 114 in late 2022, right at the bottom of the market, okay? But Trump's policies, again, seeking a weaker dollar. So we should be fine, in theory. However, there is a silver lining that even if Trump doesn't adequately weaken the dollar, you have to look at crypto very specifically. For the first time, a sitting US president is balls deep into crypto, okay? Trump's already made millions of dollars in crypto. He knows its potential. He launched a DeFi protocol, man. He's getting in thick with the industry. He also made some big promises during his campaign, which included having a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Heck, even the news of Gary Gensler leaving the SEC is enough reason for us to party. I mean, screw that guy, right? Even Trump's top advisors like Vivek and RFK Jr., they're all cryptocurrency believers. JD Vance holds Bitcoin, okay? If the strategic reserve comes true, then Bitcoin will probably be able to outperform even if we see more US dollar strength. Not too much, but a little bit, okay? Because in this situation, the perception of Bitcoin changes. People don't see it as such a risky investment anymore, but an investment comparable to gold, or dare I say even bonds. That's what we've been waiting for. It's really here. The Bitcoiners are right all the time, man. Nation states are literally adopting Bitcoin. So right now, I'm not really worried at all about the DXY unless we start seeing some giant rally. But right now, it's heading down, and we're probably going to see it head down a lot during the Trump presidency. But you need to understand the relationship here, and that probably we've already topped out or are very close to it. And I could be wrong, but for the first time, Bitcoin could actually win this round, whether the DXY even goes up or down, because of the fundamentally bullish things happening. But the fundamentally bullish things are going to happen, and the dollar index is going to go down, which is even more bullish. Now, in case I'm catastrophically wrong and Bitcoin nosedives, then, well, just out to buy more. But we do have an ace up our sleeves in that situation. Just open up the Bitcoin charts, man. Zoom out. Since its inception, Bitcoin has been on an uptrend in the bigger time frames, okay? I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. My target is still $1 million Bitcoin after 2030. It's coming, okay? We've already survived a government that was massively, the Biden regime was the most hostile government ever, probably almost anywhere in the world towards crypto. Operation Choke Point 2.0 tried to kill crypto. A wildly aggressive SEC going after all the good players while turning a blind eye to all the fraud in the industry. Now this time, we've got a crypto-friendly White House, an orange-pilled White House, trillion-dollar asset managers. Larry frickin' Flink of BlackRock's out here shilling Bitcoin on the daily, man. The most powerful people in the world are on the Bitcoin train. So which is the more likely scenario? You think they're gonna try to kill it? No. It's the golden goose, man. They're gonna get to lay more eggs. My money is on people like Trump and Larry Fink getting out there and taking Bitcoin to the moon. Thanks for watching.